Hey, welcome back to Dana's Kitchen. I'm so glad you're here today, and I have found a new recipe from a restaurant in Louisiana, and it's called apple slab pie. And so I thought I'd make that for you today. Now, the first thing that we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to make the crust, and it's gotta sit in the refrigerator for an hour. So we're gonna go ahead and do that first part together. Now I've got my food processor here, and that's what you're gonna have to use. It's a big recipe, so this food processor is going to be very full. But it takes 3 cups of all-purpose flour, 1/4 cup of sugar, granulated sugar, a teaspoon of salt. And then it's gonna take 3 sticks of cold butter, diced. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and get that started, and I'll be right back. Hey, welcome back. Okay, so I had to get my butter out of the freezer. I wanted to get it as cold as it could be before we put it in. So I'm gonna go ahead and add 3 cups of all-purpose flour. Get all that in there. All right, and then we're gonna add 4 tablespoons of sugar, just granulated sugar, and 1 teaspoon of salt, and I've got that right here. All right, then we're going to get all of this in the processor. So I'm gonna go ahead and add the 3 sticks of butter now, okay? Oh my goodness, I hope this goes well. Let me get all the little pieces here. Oh my goodness. All right, here's 1. Everybody in the pool? There's 1. Here's 2. I told you this was gonna be pretty full. And the 3rd cup of butter. Let me see if I can get this all in. Everybody on paper. All right, that's 3 sticks of diced butter, cold. Now, the directions say, let me get all that in there. Doesn't want to all go, okay. The directions say to pulse this 10 times. So, let's do that. You know, these lids go on special. Okay, I finally figured out the lid. When you don't use this thing that often, it definitely takes a minute. So, all right, we're supposed to pulse it 10 times and then see where we're at. Okay, so that wasn't quite enough. We're also supposed to add 4 tablespoons of water. And I've got that right here. And let me grab a little spoon. 4 tablespoons of water. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, now let's see how it goes. They said you might need a little bit more water, and I think that's what we're gonna have to do. Let me add another tablespoon and see what happens. It's supposed to come into a little ball. Okay, it's finally coming to a ball, together. And now I'm gonna get some flour spread out here, and then we'll get it out of the dish. Hey, so I've got some flour here. I hope you can see. I can move this over if I need to. We're gonna get it out and see how it comes together. Oh, it's really soft. I'm gonna get it all out on the counter here. Get the blade out. All right, we're supposed to wrap it in, kind of form it into a ball. So I ended up using about 10 tablespoons of water. I don't know why it took so much more water. It called for 4 plus. So I guess the plus was maybe a lot more than what I expected. All right, so now we've got most of it into a ball. Let me get all these gathered in. Get it all pushed together. All right, I'm gonna get some plastic wrap out and we're gonna wrap this up and put it in the refrigerator for an hour, and I'll see you on the other side. Hey, welcome back. So it's been an hour and I've got my crust pressed into a big pan like this. It sat in the refrigerator 1 hour, and I went ahead and pressed that into there. I've also cut up 5 pounds of Honeycrisp apples, and I put some lemon juice. I don't know how much, I just sprinkled some over the apples so they wouldn't go brown. But I also have some other ingredients I'm supposed to add. So the recipe calls for, let me grab it real quick. Okay, the recipe calls for 1/2 cup of sugar, and I've got that right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and sprinkle that over the apples. It also calls for 2/3 cup of flour and 1 tablespoon of cinnamon, and I've got that in here. So we're gonna go ahead and get that in there. It also calls for a teaspoon of vanilla, so we're gonna go ahead and get that. Ooh, get my lid off of there. All right, a teaspoon of vanilla. And then it calls for, and this is kind of unusual, it called for the zest of a lemon and the, let me see, zest of a lemon and the juice of this. So I'm gonna zest part of it. I've got my little zester here, and zesting is just taking off the top of the skin, not going down too deep, so you don't want the sour part. So I'm gonna go ahead and just zest this into our apples. I don't think we're gonna taste too much of the it's on the back here, too much of the, sorry about that, of the orange. I think it's just gonna give a bright taste to everything. All right, now, we're also supposed to do the juice of an orange. So what I've got, let's get the rest of that zest in there. Okay, what I've got is, where did he go? I think he's right here. I found this juicer at an antique store, and so I thought that we would try to juice our orange on this. It's got 3 little holes that will catch the seeds, hopefully. So let me grab a knife real quick. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and cut this orange in half. And I don't know if you can see, but I'm gonna try to put it on this juicer right here. Put the center on, and you juice it, and you run it around, and you squeeze it on here. This is a pretty juicy orange. All right, so looks like we got most of the juice out, and you can see how much we have in here. I'm gonna measure it, I'm gonna put it inside this bowl right here, and we've got another half to go. So I've got this orange half, and I'm just squeezing it around, turning it, and squeezing it around the base. Can you see? Yeah, gotta use your muscles. All right, so we got that one done too. And then I'm gonna pour the juice through there. Well, that worked really well. I'm really glad I have that. So we've got the juice of a orange as well. So I've already put the lemon juice, the vanilla, the flour, and the sugar in here. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that in. Now, I need to stir these up really well. Get all the flour all over the apples. Get that cinnamon and orange juice and lemon juice in here. All right. So it looks like everything is good and covered. Hope everybody's doing good today. I have really missed y'all. I wanted to make a video, but life has been really busy, and so today is the first day that I've been able to get on here. My husband is almost home. He's been running on the beach today. So we're trying to time everything. All right, so here we go. I've got all of that sugar and orange juice and everything all over these apples. The next step is to place it all over our pan of crust. Let me grab that real quick. Move these dishes out of the way. All right. So you can see, we've got all the apples, and I'm gonna start putting them all over this crust. And I hope the crust holds everything. Oh, goodness. Oh, we had an escape artist. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and put the rest of these. It took a while to get all these. The recipe actually called for the apples to be thinly sliced, but I went ahead and just chopped them. I just thought they might, look at you hiding back here. Thought they might bake better with them chopped. So I'm gonna get those all spread out, all to the edges. This crust was kind of a pain to get all even and everything. My hands are clean, by the way, so I'm just trying to get everything evenly put in here. All right, wow. This pan is filled up. So this is a 12, it's 18 inches long. So I guess it's about 13 inches wide, and it looks like it's gonna hold all the apples. Okay, that looks great. Okay, we've got to make a topping now for our apples. And in the processor, I've got 1 cup of flour. I've got half a cup of regular granulated sugar and half a cup of brown sugar. I've just got light brown sugar, so I'm gonna go ahead and get that in here. And then it calls for 1 stick of diced cold butter. Mine was in the freezer, and I've been setting it out for a little bit to try to get it not so frozen, and I feel like it's okay. I'm gonna go ahead and get that in. 1 stick of diced butter, cold. Okay. And where's my top? Oh, here's my top. Okay. So let's get our top on here. And it says to just process it and see how it comes together. And then we're supposed to sprinkle it all over the apples. And then we're gonna bake it in the oven for 1 hour on 350. Okay, so let's get this. All right, it looks like it's come together. Yeah, I can kind of pinch it together. So let's go ahead and get it onto the apples. Okay, can you see? All right. So what I'm gonna do is just kind of use my fingers and just sprinkle it over all that brown sugar and butter. It's gonna make a nice crust on top of these apples. I wanna get all the apples covered. That brown sugar is gonna make such a good taste over these apples too. Make sure these edges are covered. That's the last thing you want is uncovered edges, right? And that butter all over the top. Come on this side. Can y'all see very well? I hope you can. This looks delicious. All right, so we've got most of the apples covered. I think that this filling will be enough for all of them. I've got a little bit of flour left for the edges right here. Scoot you over, make sure you're covered. get in there. Okay, like I said, we're gonna bake this 1 hour on 350, and I'll show you whenever it's finished. Hey, I wanted to tell you that I baked it for an hour and now it has cooled about 15 or 20 minutes. The way it looks right now, I expected it to be a little more crispy on top. However, if you can see, there's some brown edges around the top and the sides. So I feel like it baked an hour on 350 and it's done. However, you know, just my own preference is for it to be a little crispier, but I snuck a little taste before, right after it came out of the oven, about burned my mouth off, so I thought I'd give it a few minutes to cool off before I tried it with you. The taste was wonderful, and I think it'll be even better as it's cooled off. So, I hope you make this, by the way. I think it's gonna be super good. Let's try some. Let's try some. I'm gonna cut a little square. It didn't stick to the pan, and I didn't use any kind of Pam or non-stick anything. So I'm real happy about that. I don't think it's too hot. Still a little warm. It's very good. I wanted to show you a close-up of what it looks like. Can you see that? It's held together really well. The taste, the crust is really good. The apples have that flavor of the brown sugar and the cinnamon, and it is super good. It would be even good like with a cup of coffee or tea or anything like that. I am so thankful that you joined me today, and keep tuning back because I'll have more videos on this channel, and I hope you have a great day. See you soon.